Hello from Southern Ontario. It's November 22nd. I hope you'll take this video in and I hope you'll share it a lot because this was a real eye-opener for me, and I mean, I'm immersed in this stuff daily. Comparing our finances and related everything that's financial between Canada and Argentina. Now, Argentina is in the news because the lefties are losing it because the president-elect, is it pronounced Javier Milei? He's quite the character. I'm going to make another video about him, but that's entertainment. This should scare the bejesus out of you. Okay, let's get into the numbers. And I've used the numbers here from the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, and the Fraser Institute here in Canada, which accepts no government money because no two charts are in concurrent. Some of them are wildly disparate. Let's get into it. Argentina has a population of roughly 46 million people. In Canada, it's claimed we have 40 million people. Okay? Argentina's poverty rate is 40%. Our Canadian government claims something. I didn't see yesterday's fall forecast yet. That's today's work. Our government claims 7.2% below the poverty line. Again, Argentina 40%. However, other charts show a 12 to 14% poverty below the poverty line here in Canada. And if we think that a quarter of the population goes to food banks every month, and a quarter of the population received that government food allowance benefit because they're below the poverty line, I think it would be, I accept the fact that 25% of Canadian people, of the Canadian population, is below the poverty line. I'm going to stick to that one, 25% compared to Argentina's 40%. This one will leave you shaking your head. The debt in US dollars of Argentina is listed at 403.8 billion. Again, no two charts exactly in concurrent, but I'm using the IMF or the World Bank for these ones. So $500 billion will raise it up to. Canada's debt, according to the IMF, 1.4, over 1.4 trillion US dollars. The Fraser Institute has, the last time I saw, estimated it at 2.2 trillion. So our debt, if we take $2 trillion as a working figure, is more than four times that of Argentina. Whoa. Now, Argentina's debt to GDP ratio, 80.3%. Now, when we come to Canada's debt to GDP ratio, it goes anywhere from 70% to 107%. The IMF says 102%. So, our debt to GDP ratio, accepting 102%, we're 20% higher than Argentina. Yeah. The Fraser Institute, by the way, lists our debt to GDP ratio at 111%. The unemployment rate, 7.35% in Argentina, 5.53% in Canada, according to our government on that one, because, well, anyways. So, the thing is, Argentina's rate of inflation, 143%. Whew. In October, when our crazy fellow there, Javier Milei, was elected. It's projected to be 185% when he assumes power on December 10th. Rate of inflation, 140, well, let's say 150%. Our government claims it's 3.1%. Okay, let's look at that. Nobody denies housing costs are up 151%. 150%. oh gee, we're beating Argentina again at 143%. Now, somebody's going to go, well, housing costs aren't everything. It's only 30% of your budget. Indeed, true. But let's look at food, heating, and fuel, because we all need those. Even if you ride the bus, fuel costs still affect you. Would anybody argue that they're up 100%? Take a look at your household budget from, say, 3 years ago. Tell me it isn't. Our government says 3.1%. Yeah, okay. Now let's bear in mind that the previous government, remember Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, and the video's gone round and round and round, where he said, we're so pleased that we've penetrated all of, the majority of the governments. I'm only loosely paraphrasing him. And he mentioned first off Argentina, and then he mentioned Macron in France. I think he might have mentioned Rutte in the Netherlands. And then he goes, I'm particularly proud of the young global leaders graduate Justin Trudeau, and I know for a fact we've penetrated more than 50% of his cabinet. So, Argentina is in the situation it is, one can then assume, due to WEF management, we'll say. And we know we're being managed by the WEF in Canada. Trudeau, young global leaders graduate, Christina Freeland sitting on the board of trustees at the IMF, just Jagmeet Singh propping up the Trudeau coalition government, graduate of the Young Global Leaders program, WEF member. So just to hammer home that math, our debt to GDP ratio is 20% worse, excuse me, than Argentina. Our debt is 4 times that of Argentina. Yeah, share the video, would you, folks? People need to realize just how bad this is. In the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about this crazy fellow who's now the, is he prime minister or president? Whatever, of Argentina, because it's entertaining. And then I'm going to spend the rest of the day seeing what happened in our fall fiscal update, or whatever they call it. See what malarkey and BS and lies come out of that one. See how those figures they present to us compare to these figures. Yeah, take those figures in, even write them down. Pause the video and just write it down so you can look at it. I wish I could pop a chart up that shows that, right? Sorry, I know I'm beleaguering the money, but yeah. Long video, sorry I couldn't get through it any quicker. Maybe I'll just draw up a chart and show this in another video. Yeah.